Hey guys, it's Brandon. So let's do some Corvette chat, right? Get caught up on everything. So lots of different people have taken spy photographs of the new interior. I said a long time ago there's probably going to be a 2025 and a half refresh with a different exterior as well as different interior. I was saying that back in 2022. Okay, so basically, that's another reason on technicality why I knew there was not going to be a 2025 ZR1. I knew there's no way in hell that General Motors is going to release 1 year of a bogus interior ZR1 and then change it a year later. I knew they were going to do them all uniform. If you check like an NADA black book for cars, if you go back to like the 2025 Volkswagen Jetta, there was a 2025 and a 2025 and a half. 2 different years, okay? They're 2 different body styles. So all along, when I said that there's not going to be a 2025 ZR1, I knew that I was going to win on technicality because 2025 and a half is a different model year. But since there's so many people with low IQs out there who don't think of this shit, they entered into this bet with me. So regardless whether General Motors calls it a 2025 and a half or a 2026, it doesn't matter. It's not a 2025, which is what the bet was. There will be no 2025 ZR1. Now there are some people like Andrew Zurich who my bet with him was a little bit different, where I said the Grand Sport or another named vehicle will show up before the ZR1. I still stand by that bet as well. Okay, so we'll see. Andrew might be the only one who wins if General Motors ends up calling this 1064 SS car, if they end up calling it the ZR1 and then end up calling the Zora what they were going to call the ZR1. Meaning, there's another motor coming. General Motors could call the other motor car the Zora, and they could call the they could call the 1064 car the ZR1 just to try to get me to lose that bet. But again, the only person that I'd lose that bet with is literally Andrew Zurich. All the other people who I have thousands of dollars worth of bets with, like Darren Walters and all these different people, that there won't be a 2025 ZR1, they're going to lose. So, regardless, let's see what else. Okay. What else am I going to talk about in this video? Or something else important that I wanted to cover? Oh. Okay, so the electronic engined, the EV vehicles that are going to be the Corvette sedan, Corvette SUV, and Corvette CUT, which is the Corvette utility truck, pickup truck. These Corvette EVs are going to be built at one of the Lansing, Michigan plants. They're going to be announced and built in consecutive years. So 2026, 2027, and 2028, I think is the release years on those, or it could be 2027, 2028, and 2029. I'd have to check my notes. I've got all this stuff. It's real data. Meanwhile, if General Motors builds a gasoline version of those, which it sounds like they're going to, I would imagine those will be built at Bowling Green. So the plant retrofit process probably has to do with the sedans and the SUVs and the trucks, Corvette trucks that are coming. And if I had to take a wild guess, I'd say that those probably each come either the same year as the EVs or maybe a year before. So that's the other thing that the plant retooling could be about right now, is these alternate vehicles. Okay? I still say Grand Sport shows up here real soon. I still say that the body that you all think is the ZR1 is not the final grand finale engine car. There's going to be a car with front pass-through vents. Originally that was going to be called the ZR1. And then the Zora was going to be the all-wheel drive version of it. Now I think what they're going to do is the Conti's saying that they need to do the E on the end of ZR1, like the ZR1E and the Zora E, which means they're all-wheel drive. Very good. I think that he didn't think that idea up, though. I think that somebody at the plant told him that's coming. Okay. So, okay, what else to talk about? Oh, so Conti, I want to reiterate this. Conti goes on the Brink of Speed show and says that the Grand Sport won't be out until 2027 model year. And he says that the ZR1 was going to be a 2025. It's a little late to start playing the game correctly, Conti, but whatever. I guess better late than never to start doing what I say, where you say that the cars coming out are 2 years later. That way when they show up quick, it's a surprise. And in the meantime, Z06 values don't get crushed. Okay? And Conti and these ding-dongs inside GM, they all think that they did Z06 values a favor by not telling you the Grand Sport's coming. The Grand Sport doesn't have the high revving flat plane crank motor. It's not the same situation anymore. People are going to be very torn to say, oh, you know what? I think I want to go ahead and buy the Z06 with the high revving motor instead of the Grand Sport. It's different this time. Okay? What kills Z06 values is when you say the ZR1 is here. Then people don't want to pay over MSRP for Z06s. And once the car stops selling it over MSRP new at some stores that are able to get that money, the flippers no longer want to buy them new near MSRP. And so they pull off those dealers' lists near MSRP. Unless those dealers give them big discounts. I talked to a dealership recently who had a guy back out unless he could get, 20 grand off on a Z06 because they were selling it to him at MSRP. He was a flipper. Since he couldn't get that, he backed off. That's my opinion, is the guy was a flipper. Since he couldn't get that discount, he backed off. Once General Motors loses the flippers and the value buyers who want to buy cars at or near MSRP, knowing that they can drive them for a year and get their money back, once General Motors loses those, you've just lost over half your customer base. Therefore, the demand falls. Therefore, the prices plummet on the cars. Therefore, the last thing you ever want to do is end the over MSRP game. The over MSRP game is present on Ferrari and Porsche and all these companies where the cars sell for over MSRP used because they're so hard to get. And why is that? It's because there's flippers who buy them at sticker and sell them for more. It helps your brand. It pisses people off when they didn't get in line from the flipper, but it helps your brand sell cars. It makes them hot. Because people know they can sell them for more used than they buy them for new if they buy them at sticker. Conti doesn't understand this. Justin, a horsepower obsessed, doesn't understand this. Brink of Speed doesn't understand this. The 2025 ZR1 is here, guys. Coming soon. Saying that back in 2023. It's unfucking believable. It's unfucking believable. Anyway. That's really all I got. My message is the same as it's always been. Same message, different day. That's not exciting, Brandon. We like to go to Fantasyland and say this is coming and this is coming and this is coming and this is coming. How is there going to be a fucking ZR1 with a new interior and it still be called a 2025 when manufacturers have to name it a new model year when they change things? It's going to be a 2025 and a half, and 25 and a half is the same as 2025. No, it's not. I've been saying this since 2022, and I stopped talking about it because I wanted people to place bets against me that the cars will not be a 2025. 2025 and a half is a different model year. I have a feeling General Motors goes on and calls it a 2026, but if they don't, if they call it 2025 and a half, that's fine. I knew that all along when I was calling the bet. See ya.